Hi everyone. So I'm back with my project life and I've completed week 19, so I thought I would share it with you. So week 19 was a very busy week. We had my daughter's birthday. She was writing her driver's exam. My son on Friday had his confirmation, and we had 2 or 3 dance competitions that we had that week. So super busy. So I had a lot to document. So the title page I made, and the background was just something that I got from the Photoshop. And then the images here, the week and the 19, were images that I purchased on Jessica Spriggs' website, and it's Carrie Bradshaw's creations that I purchased. So I have week 19 and then May 7th to the 12th. So I'll try to go by date order, because there's a lot in this week. So Monday was the beginning of the week, and I knew how crazy my week was going to be. And I thought, I've got to get myself organized, or I'm not going to be able to accomplish everything that I need to get done within the week. And my desk was just crazy messy. It had paper packs that I still had not put away, my day planner, my iPad. It was just a mess. And so I took a minute, cleared up the desk, made some lists, and sort of organized my schedule for the week, so I knew exactly what I had to do and how I was going to go about it. So this was what are those things called? Instagram photos that I shot, and I just put it on a 4x6 background that I got from Photoshop. And so that was Monday. And then Tuesday was my daughter's 16th birthday. And I did a video on the card that I created, and it's this little dress here. And it initially was a candy box that you use for, I think, like a wedding giveaway. And I just put some designer paper on it and some lace trim and just some paper flowers. And I turned it into a card for my daughter that she could keep and display on her shelf in her room. And then her gift, I wrapped it to match the card. And so I thought that turned out quite well. And her favorite colors are that sort of black and pink, because she really wants to change her room to sort of that French theme, and so I thought I would wrap up her present that way. And then this here was a cake that I made. It was a brownie cake with chocolate cheesecake frosting, and she took that to her dance class that evening, and she was pleasantly surprised because the girls in her dance class brought a bunch of fruits and cookies and all that for her birthday. And she's like, "Mom, they brought so much, and usually we just bring fruits." And they made this beautiful card for her, and so she was so happy. And the girls are so sweet there, so they totally made her day. And then so that was her birthday, and I have a separate sheet that let me just go through that right now then, I guess. So on her birthday, she was writing her driver's exam, so she was really nervous, And so she took this candy, which is sort of a rescue remedy. And if for those of you who don't know what rescue remedy is, it's something you can buy at the herbal store. And we discovered it because Lexi's ballet teacher gave it to her before her ballet exam, and it just gives you, sort of, it calms your nerves. And so she thought she needed it for her driver's exam, and so she took that. And so I thought I would take a picture to sort of document how nervous she was. And then, of course, Lexi took advantage of the fact that it was her birthday, and she wanted breakfast before the exam, and so she wanted a drink from Starbucks and then a bagel at Tim Hortons. So we had to go to 2 different places for the things she wanted, but it was her day, and so we did that. And so I just took a picture to document that. And then this was the building that we went to get her driver's license exam. And this was Lexi before the exam, just outside the door before she took it. And then this here was the number she pulled to wait for, I guess, to register for the exam. And this was a picture on the wall. And so when you, here in BC, when you have to be 16 to be able to write your learner's exam, and then you get an L, and then the L basically lasts for a year, and then you can take your driver's test after a year, and then you'll get your N, but you can only drive with one other person, and I think it's like either 6 months or a year, and then you get your full driver's license. So anyways, so that was the number she pulled to wait for her, the exam. And this is her taking the computerized exam, and we just waited anxiously while she took the test. And then while we were there, my girlfriend's son came in, and he was taking the exam on the same day, so I had to take a picture of the 2 of them. And the good news is they both passed. And this is a picture of my daughter with her L, so now she can start practicing in a car. And then this here is a chipboard sticker that I purchased, and it's from Soft Spoken. And it just says, "I love to see you smile." And she's got this big, huge grin because of, she was so happy that she passed. And then I took a photo of the interim driver's license paper that, she gets before she gets her driver's license in the mail, or her learner's driver's license in the mail. And then this here is a shot of my husband changing our insurance to allow my daughter to drive our vehicle, because here in BC you have to, if you have a driver who has less than 10 years experience, you have to pay a little bit more. And then there's my daughter, and she's putting the L in the back of the car so that she can drive. And we went to a movie theater parking lot, which was empty, and we had her drive around with her dad, and so she's quite excited. So that was that. And this was an 8x10 collage that I created, and it's also from the Carrie Bradford storyboards that I purchased at Jessica Sprague. So that was her learner's layout that I did, the collage. And then I did another, I guess this would be like a 6x12 collage and sort of layout. And I had this birthday chipboard sticker. I don't know where I got it, but I had it in my supplies, and I thought that it went well with the papers that I've used. So I just attached it to that. And then this here, we ended up, after Lexi got her exam, we met up with my in-laws, and one of my daughter's wishes for her birthday was she didn't want a birthday cake, really. What she wanted was deep fried bananas. So my husband went online, found a place, and in Vancouver, so it was in North Van, and we took the C bus, and that's the two of them on the C bus, and we met with my in-laws. And we ate at this restaurant that also served like these yam fries, but they were sort of shaped like potato chips, and they were really good. So I took another shot of the deep fried bananas with the ice cream, and this is my daughter just thoroughly enjoying it. So, and that's a picture of my husband and my daughter just before we got on the C bus. So that was my daughter's birthday, and that was Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, my daughter had dance competition, and this is a photo of her backstage, and you see all the dancers waiting for their turn. I don't know if you can see the stress and the tension because they're all waiting for their turn to perform for the judges. And so I thought I'd take a shot of what backstage looked like. And that morning we had to change her costumes because her teacher said that she wasn't really happy with the costumes my daughter had, so we ended up in American Apparel. And this outfit that she's wearing, it's actually a bodysuit that we purchased, and the front had this sort of nylon deep V, which would be very inappropriate for her age. And I said to my daughter, well, why don't you just turn it backwards so that the back would be in the front and the front would be in the back, and see what it looked like. And it really looked kind of neat, but the problem was because it was a bodysuit, the bottom part gave her these little underwear lines, and it didn't look right. So we just cut the bottom, pinned it to the shorts that she had, and it turned out gorgeous. Her teacher saw it, and she said it was the best costume that she has seen this year, and she got a lot of compliments, and people were wondering where she got it, but really it was just fluke. We just flipped a bodysuit around, and it turned out quite nice. So that was Wednesday. And then I'll go back to this. I'll get back to this layout after. Thursday was a free day for us, and so I took just a picture of the couch, and I thought, you know, it sort of represented like it was just a day where we could rest. I mean, there were some activities, but it wasn't like anything crazy. So I was able to get ready for my son's confirmation the next day, and so I did that. I was so grateful for the day to be able to prepare for my son's confirmation. So Friday was my son's confirmation, and it's a family picture of us after the confirmation. And I did 2 layouts for this confirmation. So this is my son and one of my closest friends, and he chose her as his sponsor, which is sort of like a godparent sort of thing. And, you know, she has triplets, and they're the same age as my son Jordan. And she, you know, she always makes sure that Jordan's taken care of. And if I'm busy at the store, she always calls me to see if Jordan has a ride home or if he has a ride here or there. And she always makes me remember like any activities that has to be done at the school. Now that I've, you know, started my business, I just sometimes am so busy, so she always just helps me out, and I don't think I could survive without her. So I was so pleased when he picked her as his sponsor. And this was one of the crosses at the church, and I thought it was really pretty, and I thought I'd take a photo of it. And then these are some of his classmates that also had their confirmation, and a group of boys. And this was my son at the church, and he turned around, so I was able to take a shot. And this is one of the triplets, my friend's daughter, and my son Jordan. And then this was another one of the triplets, and my son. And then this was a group of boys. This was before the confirmation, and you can see they're all excited. And then this is a picture of my son and his two teachers. And so that's that. And here is a picture of my son before we went to confirmation and his necklace. It's a St. Christopher pendant in silver. And this is what he wanted. And so I thought I'd take a picture of him with his dress shirt and tie and his necklace. And this little red paper was something I cut out from the I guess pamphlet that they gave us for his confirmation. And then this is the pamphlet that or the missalette, I guess you'd call it, that they gave my son. And inside has all the readings, and in the back of this has all the children that were confirmed on that date. So I thought that would be a good memory to keep. So then on Saturday, I didn't take a photo, but I thought I would do this layout because it was a really interesting day. So in the morning, my son had flag football, and in the afternoon, my daughter had dance competition. But the funny thing about it was at the same place. Well, sort of. The field that my son was playing at and the theater that my daughter was competing at shared the same parking lot. So it really worked out for us because we watched my son's football game in the morning till the afternoon, and just after the football game ended, because it was a tournament and there was 4 games, so after that my daughter's dance competition started. So we just had to walk over to the theater and she was able to compete. So that was quite interesting. I've never had that happen before. And then Sunday was Mother's Day, and we had breakfast with the family. And then my daughter had dance competition again, and I have to read you something here that I took a picture of because it was quite appropriate. So it says, top 10 reasons dance moms are the best. Number 10, you watch the same dances over and over and over again and clap just as loud as the first time you saw it. Number 9, you forgive us eventually when we have to turn around because we forgot something, even though you specifically asked us if we had everything. Number 8, you sometimes have to spend more time on our hair and makeup than you get to spend on yours. Number 7, you always find a creative solution when we've lost our shorts, tights, earrings, etc. at the last minute. Number 6, you have mastered the quick change between dances. Number 5, you endlessly chauffeur us around even though we never seem to tip you. Number 4, you are nothing like those women on Dance Moms. I don't know about me. I might be. Number 3, you cheer for us when we've given it our all and hug us when we feel we could have done better. Number 2, you give us closet space for all our old costumes. And number 1, on this beautiful sunny day that should be all about you, you are here with me. And it says, thank you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. Isn't that cute? Well, for those of you who are dance moms, I think you can relate. But as you see, it was a very busy week. Lots happening in my family. And I'm glad that I'm able to document it so that we can look back and enjoy the things that we did this week. So that's week 19, and I'm on to week 20. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I apologize about how long it is. It was such a busy week. So thank you again. Take care.